So how do we get to global harmony? My premise here that I'm going to share is we can only get to global harmony through inner harmony. I'm going to share an integral yoga and a depth psychology perspective. Warning, we are going deep, okay, really deep. I know it's a post-lunch session. You're all going to be very sleepy, but be ready to go really deep. So right after 9/11, there was a conference that the Jungians called together to say, how do we understand let me go back, sorry. I need to go back. Yeah, back. Yeah. So if I go forward, which one do I click? Here. This one. All right. Thank you. No, this. Okay. Now I want to be back here. Thank you. So terror, violence, and the impulse to destroy, understanding our inner nature and the origin of a psychology of violence and terror. What is it in us in the first place that makes us capable of such incredible violence as what we saw in 9/11, right? And why did I come to the inquiry for this? Do you remember 16th of December 2012? There was a horrific rape case on a bus. A young girl was brutally raped. I don't want to go into the details of it. It still makes every woman's hair stand on edge. And shortly after that, there were very many rape cases happening in India. Every day you opened the newspaper and you saw yet another horrific rape. And it was almost as if the masculine had gone mad, you know? And I said, what is this? What is it in the nature of human being that allows us to do something like this? And so I searched for the psychology of violence. And this is what I discovered, that the Jungians know this, but guess what? It goes back to many other traditions as well, that inside us, there are 4 drives. We have a body, our soma, and that has got 2 drives, eros, which is the life drive, our sexual instinct, but we also have thanatos, which is our death drive, our survival instinct. If you don't kill, you may be killed, okay? So inside our soma, our body, we are wired with this drive. It comes from our animal evolution. Then, when we became humans and we developed a mind, these 2 other drives entered that are psychic. They come from the mind. We have logos, which is our rational mind, our ability to think, but we also have mythos, which is our imaginative, creative right brain, correct? And this is also, guess what, it's not just in the Western psychological, archetype language. We also have Kama, Mara, Maya. If any of you know your Buddhism, when the Buddha sat under the tree waiting for his enlightenment, he had to fight the 3-fold fire of Kama, Mara, Maya: death, disease, and desire. Delusion, sorry. Death, delusion, and desire. Everyone's approaching it in the same way and trying to understand what is it that is at the heart of human nature. These are our 4 drives. So guess what? We are churned by them, whether we like it or not. We think we have a veneer of civilization, but that's just the surface. Scratch it, and underneath are these powerful drives, archetypal drives that drive us. That's why they are called drive. Okay, so what do? Here we are. We've got this, and we want to be civilized. So opposites that come together in the conjunction, either confronting one another in enmity or attracting one another in love. Jung, our wonderful, famous Swiss person from this land that we are now speaking from, he understood, and he was searching for this thing called the Mysterium Coniunctionis. He was looking for alchemy, saying, what is it that goes on? And he discovered that inside all of us, there are these opposites. They come in pairs. For everything that's true, its opposite is equally true. And typically, it comes in a quaternary way. There's 4 of them. So right here is the 4-fold self. How do we harmonize these? So our conflicting inner drives lead to our outer wars. It's as simple as that. Unless we understand and reconcile our innate human drives, we cannot create lasting global harmony. So here we are in Switzerland, in the land of Carl Gustav Jung, right? And we're talking about global harmony, women pioneering it. But let's understand at the heart is this masculine, feminine, archetypal force inside every man, woman, and child, regardless of gender, that has been seeking to get reconciled ever since humans started thinking. Okay, back on. So here's his book, Mysterium Kanyangshanis, where he says it's an inquiry into the separation and synthesis of psychic opposites in alchemy. So the transformation of our nature into something higher, purer, and more fully divine. And he says often the polarity is arranged as a quaterny or quaternity with two opposites crossing one another. And therefore, how do we work with this? The fourfold self is a universal symbol of well-being across many cultures. And through integral yoga, we are told about the fourfold Shakti, right? So just as you have four drives that can cancel us, we also have these four innate powers, the divine feminine, which is in every man, woman, and child, regardless of gender. The fourfold Shakti that are fueling the four archetypes of mature leaders are wisdom, which you think about it is when you take your logos and you make it conscious, you get strength, you get harmony, which is when you take your eros and you make it conscious, you get strength when you take your thanatos and you make it conscious. Your wisdom, as I said, you take your logos, make it conscious, and you take your mythos, make it conscious, and you become the perfection in matter, the embodied self. Okay, so if you notice, Jung talks about the four core archetypes of mature leaders. You have the sovereign or the king, the warrior, the magician, and the lover. Isn't it beautiful? Across all our wisdom traditions, we innately understand and know what is at the heart of making ourselves conscious and masters of our being. Okay. So how do we turn our drives into our power bases? Here are 12 conscious leadership qualities. It seems so ridiculously simple, but guess what? That's what it is. This is the divine, this is the mother, Sri Aurobindo, the founders of the integral yoga, and this is her symbol, and she puts it right out there. She says you practice these 12 qualities. You practice wisdom, you practice, let's start from the blue and go around. So sincerity, humility, gratitude. Perseverance, aspiration for your higher nature, receptivity to receive the descent of what comes once you aspire, then progress to stay the journey, stay the purpose, courage to make sure you don't give up halfway, goodness, generosity, equality, and peace. So if you were a monk in a Buddhist monastery, your master would say to you, go away for 2 years and practice each of these qualities. Every 2 years, it takes you 2 years to master any one of these. Okay? So whether it's metta, loving kindness, in Buddhism, we have the 4 higher emotions, karuna, metta, upekkha, mudita, right? So here are 12 qualities that every human being, find your own yoga, find your own path, find your own practice, but can you cultivate these 12 qualities? Because if you can cultivate these, embody these, practice this towards yourself, towards others, towards nature, towards the divine, your drives will become your powers. It flips. That's the mysterium Kanyangshanis. Okay, so I think I will stop there. Yay! Let me stop this thing. Because that's very well on time. I was told 15 minutes, then I was told 12 minutes, then I was begged 9 minutes. Okay, let's stop there.
Oh, this is amazing. We were all surprised, you know, but that was good. And it, as you say, it's so funny. She said, it's all very simple, you know, and in a way it is. And it is so difficult anyway. So anyway, yeah, and thank you for your concise way of delivering so that we can move on. But any last thought? I'll give you one.
No, I think it's just remembering that there is no global harmony without inner harmony, one life at a time, one person at a time. That's it.
Thank you.